UK sends 30 elite troops and 2,000 anti-tank weapons to Ukraine amid fears of Russian invasion.
Here's a summary of the article.
A group of around 30 elite British troops has arrived in Ukraine to help train the Ukrainian armed forces on new anti-tank weapons gifted by the UK amid fears of an imminent, new Russian invasion, Sky News understands. British surveillance aircraft have also been spotted as part of a quiet but notable buildup of support to Ukraine's military by the UK. Open-source flight tracking software has plotted Royal Air Force C-17 transport aircraft flying back and forth between the UK and Ukraine. The UK is understood to have gifted the next-generation light anti-tank weapon, which is described by its manufacturers as the first-ever single-soldier missile system that rapidly knocks out any main battle tank in just one shot by striking it from above. The movement of weapons came after Defence Secretary Ben Wallace announced to Parliament on Monday that Britain would increase its military support to Ukraine, which also included an increase in British military personnel on the ground as trainers. We have taken the decision to supply Ukraine with light, anti-armor, defensive weapon systems, he said. Mr. Wallace added. Let me be clear. This support is for short-range, and clearly defensive weapons capabilities. They are not strategic weapons and pose no threat to Russia. The Russian embassy to the UK posted on Twitter, it is crystal clear that UK shipment of lethal weapons to Ukraine will only fuel the crisis.
This post received a score of 27,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Spain sending Navy ships to Black Sea. It's getting real. Russia is now planning to have war games with entire Navy fleet.
Russia has also deployed about 3 to 4 brigades of Iskander-M short-range ballistic missiles within striking range of Kyiv and other major strategic targets in Ukraine. This amounts to as many as 36 missiles ready for launch at a moment's notice, along with the support and logistics equipment needed to support their deployment. There's talk of perhaps another brigade being deployed to western Russia to support the troops already stationed there.
Russia doesn't have enough desolate urban infrastructure and needs more. They're like a hoarder of bleak environments.
Man, we do not need another war. I do not understand Russia's position. They annexed Crimea, now threatening Ukraine. Didn't something very similar happen like 84 years ago starting with Austria?
This would not only be another war, but seemingly an unprecedented one if modern nations engage each other on a large scale. I recognize it's a very real possibility, but I'm having a hard time forming a concept of what it would actually look like.
Russia would get trampled if Western Europe and the US get involved. Edit, this comment explains it a bit better.
Which is nowhere near guaranteed. NATO doesn't require full-out counter-invasion, just some level of support.
I don't think they will counter-invade. Maybe push back a little further than the border used to be, but not all of Russia.
What's the crisis according to Russia?
Their economy, which Russia is blaming on everyone else but themselves. Too true, their behavior got them into this mess, and even then, what's their plan in the event Europe hops off natural gas? They're fucked and they know it.
Not gonna really work thanks to a bunch nixing nuclear.
Reddit war chiefs thinking elite troops are Rambo when they're just people with the skill and knowledge to train others on specialized weapons. Greater than Reddit war chiefs made me chuckle.
Reddit armchair generals have been demoted to war chiefs.
Reddit War Council member here who has pretty solid K/D ratio on Battlefield. In my expert opinion, WW3 is on the horizon.
Now, from my experience with the CIV-5 demo, what we need to do is start to amass our own troops on the border to counteract the aggression. Then if you send me money I can find out our next move.
If you place the units too close to the border, the other leader will suspect something and might publicly denounce you. Better place them 1 hexagon away of the border.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.